All right, let's get this drama started.
A few days after making that initial post, he'd end up.
Hold on, let's. It didn't start from the
My
first couple
girlfriend
seconds.
of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer, and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend.
Okay, wait. Okay, so she's already. Okay, so she complained. Now he's complaining. Okay, let's go. Let's
obsession
go.
with
We're
that
here for
streamer
it.
was
We're here for
that
it. You know what I'm saying?
irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way. That's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name and face that had become a core memory of the.
You guys know this guy. Oh, we got added. You guys seen this guy? Oh my god, look at that face. Today we're doing reaction videos. Midnight. We're doing reaction videos on Sykkuno.
COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000.
Yeah, this dude blew up because some people know how to do the game, right? Where you got like Neon, you got ISOSpeed, you got Jinxie, you got all these people, and they just are like, they act, they're these older dudes that just act like fools. But it does, damn, does that drama blow them up? You know what I'm saying? Like 1,000 viewers, not even 1,000 viewers to 50,000 viewers within a year. That's some epic. That's epic numbers.
Even having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends, who happened to be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent.
She's Chibi, you got it. See, a bunch of Among Us posts.
Viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends. His handsome look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, it was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him really desirable is just how socially
I get that. He's pretty handsome.
He was innocent.
You know, I get down with it.
He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture, almost allergic.
Bro, he's just an F-boy. He's just an Asian F-boy. Like this, okay, isn't this society these days? You know what I'm saying? Like Gen Z, I've seen multiple statements where Gen Z talks about like not having like married life, not having kids, and being in like even poly relationships. It's like a norm these days, I swear.
To other women, he just couldn't handle anything romantic. He would get too flustered. This made many of his fans want to be the one to finally fix him. But make no mistake here, this was all a perfectly crafted image.
Chibi, that's a lot of male VTubers, you know what I'm saying? I have mostly female viewers. You and Vamp, and I guess, well, Midnight's New, are like the exception.
That he had made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point.
Okay, predator. Okay, if you guys know anything about this right now, predators, that is rough. He's not out there getting underage girls. He's not out there hurting people. He just likes to F around. So this, like, he's getting a lot of hate. Like, I don't agree with this. I like committed relationships for sure. Like, you know, finding the person you love, whatever. But predator, come on.
For many years, to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of hangout, would choose to write a Google Doc that shows the entire timeline, her and...
Okay, hold on. I gotta speak again. What's your guys' opinion on this? Victim? I mean, I guess you're a victim of like being cheated on. I mean, yeah. This dude, okay, this creator, he's using harsh words like predator and victim. I don't know. You know what? It's clickbait. It's clickbait. That's what he's doing. He's getting me too.
That actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally
Sabrina,
oblivious
welcome
to the
in.
fact
Appreciate
that he
the
has been in a
follow. Welcome to
relationship
Yokai Junction.
since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running lies in content creation history.
Wait. How much money did
Sykkuno's
he
DMs
send?
together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running lies in content creation history. I want to thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right into this mess. All right, so first off,
Technically, if they knew, they aren't a victim. I mean, okay, right? So, like, did she know, though? Like, we don't know, like, for sure if she knew beforehand. But if she knew what was going on, like, why not just break up with him? You know what I mean? Why cause the drama?
who the hell is Sykkuno? Well, before starting his streaming career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever, though, when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012. However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today.
Dude, he liked them pianist. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, what them fingers do?
It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further.
So this is the story, right? It's weird. This is weird. Because this dude's like this shy dude. Maybe that's his play, like his ploy. He's like this really shy guy that like victimize himself, or like, oh, what's that called? Like the wounded bird thing, where he's like shy and like can't talk to girls in person. And then all of a sudden he's out serial cheating. Like, what?
This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2019.
Okay, so he had a glow up, you know what I mean? From like 2015, 16, or 2018, whatever it was, to like the last couple years, that dude got way better looking. He definitely had a glow up.
Yeah, you're such a... Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, he definitely had a glow
you're
up.
actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Alright.
Oh my god. Did he just anime boy that? He just he's like, only, oh my god, a gamer girl. Only because you're here. he literally Deku'd that right there.
I'm in extreme.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed.
Exactly,
in fact,
Chibi.
Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be,
Huey.
well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can hear him say that himself.
So what convinced you to start streaming?
Oh, Lily, actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start doing some
Damn, that dude should be a voice actor. Like, he has some anime voice, bro.
so shortly after revealing his face on the
You know what? Serial cheater, whatever. He might be canceled online, but shoot, just switch to voice acting. He'd be fine.
Lily Pichu stream. He'd start in the beginning of 2019 with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu. And seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company. All of these factors.
So what's crazy, they're saying Lily Pichu, right, that he's getting viewers from her, which might have been true, but unless you're decent or like a lot of people like you, it's still, you can collab with a famous streamer and you're not going to just jump to 8,000 views or average viewers or 3,000 or 2,000, 1,000. It doesn't, you know,
Combined would be the perfect catalyst for
people
when
already
the
love soft
season of
boys.
COVID-19
Right,
would
GB,
arrive.
right.
He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest on the entire platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so by 2022, when YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand
just from
friendly,
Among Us
has
too,
a very
which is
loyal
crazy,
audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand though is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal. And guess what? They made an exception to Sykkuno. They gave him a counteroffer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more. His contract alone is estimated to be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities.
So here's a VTuber, simple, cute VTuber.
Such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point he was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrae and Pokimane. And instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God, everyone wanted a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal and almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokimane would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included. She would compare his level of fame and the way his fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch.
That makes sense, though. That makes sense, just the way he acts and dresses and his voice, how he's like soft.
Streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like shit. I'm talking about the ideal boy failure. The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic.
Welcome in.
Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact.
Drama.
The most innocent, naive soul imaginable. The appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure. It's the fact that he's perfect, but just needs one person to fix him. And that's how a significant chunk of his fan base.
Bro, that's how you play it. That's how you play it, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. I need someone to fix me. Boom, following.
Felt. If you've watched my...
Why is the cheek pull sound like a dead fire alarm? Is my fire alarm going out?
Channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos.
Even Pokimane had her
like
drama,
this one, for example, setting at over 3 million views.
Bringing up her too.
Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome.
That's literally sounding like they mentioned a K-pop artist. That sounds like a K-pop artist, like where they make their fans like fall in love with him, like but it's like a fake love. I can fix them, okay, buddy. See, you're one of the ones. You're one of the ones that why so many girls watch them. It's okay though, Rice Girl.
And amazingly desirable he was, though, because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women, but he's too naive. Because guess what?
Is
this
he
video
though?
Sitting at over 4 million views
though?
is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do.
Nice.
Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind, because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay relationships ended because of the same reason too. He was just that much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so believable and convincing.
That's hey, why you throwing tomatoes at me? That's not nice. Hey, you know what? This is a thing, right? Like it's talking about people get jealous over other people. I actually had a scenario like that when I first started, and it gets a little hectic sometimes. It gets hectic because people are like, "Oh, I'm not your friend," or "I'm leaving the server because someone else," and you're like, you have no like actual emotional relationship with them, and they'll get possessive and controlling. It's crazy.
And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would finally end
that's with
during
a
May
lot of
2024,
VTubers, right?
he would
People
make
like
his
that
grand
weird.
comeback
Yes.
to Twitch,
Yes.
peaking
Huey.
at over
Don't lie. You're one of them.
26,000 viewers.
I watched
However,
him
his
from
viewer
afar
count
like
would
I
slowly
would a car
begin
crash.
to drift.
Damn.
And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average
Chris,
viewers, a
good.
far cry from the
Potato
peak of
chips.
the pandemic back at
Nice.
50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy to make a living off of. He had
Yeah, why would you need to collab with people at all? I mean, just to be nice and like hang out and meet new people. But like, if you're at 3 million subscribers and you have over 2,000 viewers, like, yeah.
made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of, though, is that for many years since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers,
Exactly.
manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them, and while being in a
So, you know how often I go to the store at like 2 to 4 in the morning? All the time. Actually, I just did it last night.
monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we finally have proof. VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing
Dang though. You know what though? This is gonna blow her up. She's just a cosplayer. She has 5,000 followers on Twitter, which means she has a lot more somewhere else. Because 5,000 is crazy to get on Twitter. Which means this drama, it only benefits her. Literally. It might crash on Sykkuno a little bit. But this, whoever that VT is, this person's about to blow up.
cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow her on
GB.
Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a
can't
few
believe
days,
I'm
he would
not
start
that
talking
late.
about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend. When Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Leah's side of the story.
It's crazy that you would go to that depth, right? Oh, I found out he has it. This guy's talking to me. Like, he's just talking to her. They haven't even freaking met up in person, bro. And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna write a Google Docs about something so I can give it to his actual girlfriend that he's dating because he's cheating." Like, that seems planned. That seems planned to me. It seems really like a setup.
Story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal,
Alfie
though,
was
she
meeting
would
up.
actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document. This document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long.
See, why is she making documents like this? Like, based off some dude messaging her. Like, even if she found out they never did anything physically at all, not like Alfie, you know, Alfie's a different story. But this girl, it's almost like she knew. Like, she had a manager, a lawyer, and they're like, this is going to be drama. Like, he's messaged you and he's a girlfriend. Start writing a doc right now.
Long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about
I might not
Sykkuno
be here
after that day
tomorrow, but
would
it's
make me
very
regret
unlikely.
my decision.
Okay, all right, no
Sykkuno is not
worries.
the kind,
Is she a freak?
soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specific.
See, and this is another thing. They're crashing on him about that, using his power and status to get as many girls as he wants. Isn't that what, like, every rich person freaking does? Isn't that a story you hear from every star, every famous person, like multiple singers? Like, that's I'm not like defending this guy. I'm not, because it's wrong. But like, this is what like every super famous person does. Not every, but a lot.
Ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly.
People pay to cover
urge all other
like
content
this.
creators who have been
Right,
personally
Chibi,
affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose this
victim. She just wants clout. This chick's being no.
Pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. Alright, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I had already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out.
You know what's crazy? Like, look at this. Look at what she has. Our first convo, I like sexting, sugar daddy, calculated pattern, Alfie experience, rumors. She's like setting this dude up,
hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already." To which she would reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?" In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he'd like to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left image, we can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. On the right image, we can see him say, "What games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest." In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, "Hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired." She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, and they would agree, "Okay, let's play after the
Serial? I don't know about that. Seems excessive.
convention." This is what would lead us to the next
Cheating,
section.
cheating, though.
Interest
So.
in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after
I would never cheat on my girlfriend. Me neither. Me neither. Like I said, I'm not defending this guy, but this just seems like way blown out of proportion, like just for her to get clout, whoever this girl is.
At each other. Mal would continue by saying, "Things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions, TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single." So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right?
Was
you
it
typically
worth
tell
it?
them
Probably
fairly
not.
quickly that you're already in a committed
I mean, I don't know.
relationship.
It
You
might
don't
make
just
him
let
bigger.
things slide.
It might have been
Mal
a.
had
It might
no
have been a
reason to
stunt.
think that Sykkuno
This
was already
seems very
taken.
stuntish.
Otherwise, he would have said
The
something
fact that
after
she has a whole
proposed
doc
a
set
date.
up.
He'd ask, "Did they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums." She'd say, "There's artists in Amsterdam. Could make it a date, to make up for Valentine's." He'd only reply with,
Dude, werewolf, dude, he sneaks in my room sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell Vamp.
"A what? Lol?" Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, "Oh no, actually, wait, like I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship." Not once. The next section will be titled "Following my private Instagram." He would also follow my
See, so she was on the safe side because I've had messages like people DM me and I'll be like, "Oh, whatever," and they'll push. They'll push. E-girls be crazy, bro. They be crazy, chat.
personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family while using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section will be titled "Making Plans to Meet Me in Person." So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started.
Yeah, right, Jaden. So right. But like, okay, she might have started the flirting too, right? But he's the one who first originally reached out. But she never got physical with him. And she's the one who's doing the doc and literally doing the cancellation on him and like publicizing his cheating when he never got physical with her whatsoever. They were just texting.
Talking on the 15th, he followed her on the 14th.
Some
The
girl,
document would
some
say,
e-girls we
in this
hate.
2-hour
Stay safe.
Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation,
Look who it is.
Sykkuno made
Beautiful,
plans to meet me
handsome
IRL.
as-
It was set to be the same weekend
don't
as
get people
Dokumi
who track down
2026 since he was
personal
flying
accounts if
over
they wanna
anyway to
talk to
attend
you like
TwitchCon
that.
EU. Going to the
They
aquarium would be
would.
our first date. I also learned that there is
Oh,
a
no
15-year
worries, Des.
age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff? She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception because as you saw in the intro,
She said there was a 15 years age gap. What is Sykkuno? He's probably like what? Well, that means he has to be older, like way older, because they're not talking about her being underage. So I'm going to assume she's 18, 19, maybe.
this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him. To say that she was
Hey, Mammy,
starstruck
stop
was
taking
an
my man.
understatement. And that's
All right,
exactly
stop
what he was
taking
counting
my
on.
man,
Now,
Mammy.
while keeping that 15 years, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled "Making Plans to Move In Together." These messages would be on the
calling
17th
the
of
cops.
February, 2 days after they started talking. It would say, "With Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast, it almost felt like a dream. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen. And as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me." These screenshots show that Sykkuno
That's true. He's rich. He makes like $5 million a year. He can do anything you want. You know what I mean? So it's not technically a lie. I mean, if you wanted him all to yourself, well, that's another story. Sorry, he likes other girls.
and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation. So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current dog doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name.
Bro, this is why I don't get. What do these people do their whole life? Like, you're famous. You're so busy streaming, collabing, meetings, interviews, all these things. And they're just spamming messages, bro. Like, I don't even have time to text, like, my best fucking friend. Like, in the day because I'm too busy.
Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or were you just going to name it Cat? He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which she'd say, I'm okay with that, though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back and study at the end of this year.
I know,
and like
right?
In general, everything is so expensive.
Does he
then
still
he'd
go
say,
live?
oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe cats. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled Lying About Being Single and Dating History.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie, cheapy.
Screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship.
So, bro, this chick set this up. Look at this. This is the next section. She has like 14 sections of like first date, of when we met, first conversation, sexting, all this stuff. And you're like, bro.
His entire life. I would eventually find out that that was a lie and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis.
And how is that? What? Okay, no offense. Okay, trust is trust. I'm not going to be too mean. But like, what dumb girlfriend? 2 days and you're sending hundreds of messages, which is going to take you hours, like with his girlfriend there. Like, what is she doing? What is she just like? Is he like, oh, it's business?
So here we can see DMs of them discussing.
Did she know that
Mal would say, I mean,
was actually
been in
his
relationships
account?
before.
I'm
It's
not
like it's
sure.
your first relationship, referencing what they might potentially have. I don't know. Lol. I've only like actually dated someone once and they broke up with me. So
yeah, Zero
I
just
think I'm
talking
not
about
very
how
good,
this
so it's
just
probably
seems
a
like
me issue.
a
To which he'd
stage.
say,
This
did you like
seems
never
staged.
do anything for your ex, like at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did. So yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want. So it's important to be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying. Like, what do you mean you think you did? Like what? But he'd never specify and he'd always keep it vague. Keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea like what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section.
Bro, he's just a shy, innocent boy, bro, looking for love.
We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL. Topics that are usually discussed.
No, he want a hot girlfriend. You seen that anime, bro? Oh my god, such a good anime.
Between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours, play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice.
Okay, you guys just heard his voice though, right? He sound like a mouse. He's like, hey, what's up, you guys? He's like, he's playing that like soft. I mean, he's pretty quiet in the first place.
For 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to hear. So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny,
ASMR.
or both.
Exactly.
And Mal would say we should.
Exactly.
And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the
his voice,
spicy
GB?
audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say, yeah, like in that audio recording I sent you, to which she would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my God. Well,
why'd you send me 81 bucks? Okay, so this is where it gets a little dicey, right? Where she didn't even ask for money, and it's not like one of those, oh, send me a picture, I'll send you 100 bucks. He just starts sending her money, which weird vibes a little bit. You know, as a viewer, sure, that's what viewers do. But as someone as big as Sykkuno, like there's only one thing I could really think about that like why he would say, which is almost like, you know, I don't want to, let's call it escorting. That's what we'll say.
Yes, you really sounded cute in that too. Which she would say, did you ever re-listen to it or only that once? In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing
Buff, yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno
right,
would inquire about what a gym
Bro,
date
he wanted
looks
a boo.
like. This is when they
you know what I'm saying?
discuss
He's
it
willing
more.
to pay
In the next
for
two
it.
set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, you get flustered so easily. And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before, lol. To which she would say, and? You don't like it? He'd continue saying, which is crazy because I'm older than you, but like I haven't really dated much, so. And then Mal would say, so? You have me now. He'd
which is true. He's like not dated at all, actually. His girlfriend he supposedly cheated on. I think it was stating that he wasn't even with her for like a year, but it's still cheating is cheating, like I said.
Reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which she would reply with, you know, I've kind of what? Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then he would say, maybe in all caps with a flustered sweating emoji.
15. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Chibi. 15 years older. He was 34, and I'm assuming if he's 34, she was 18.
Her foot down and say, I want a yes or no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health.
Yeah, it's still crazy.
Appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome. What are you up to? But this romantic interest wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, linked below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in this game. Here we can see two payments. The first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, 81 euros.
So this isn't a month.
200 euros
a
on
month's
the 5th
not
of March
awful.
2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently ask for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either? To which she'd say, I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it back? To which he'd say, no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it.
Lol,
I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd
funny.
wear it, she'd send it to him, and she'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, this gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's
would never
experience with
leave me,
Sykkuno.
Ollie.
The next
Maybe
section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing.
At first though, Red, you know what I'm saying? Like the beginning, he did the introduction. You know, they started flirting. He sent the money without her even asking for it. And it became to a point where I think she just went with it because she's like, oh, he's sending me money. Sugar daddy, let's go.
And manipulation. And this is where we talk about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to
I don't know, having these docs ready as soon as you find out she has a girlfriend, either it's
we
like
had no idea that he was
she was
talking
mad,
to both of us
bro.
at the
She was
same
mad.
time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com.
Bro, it's getting freaking
a substantial amount, around
€1,550. Hey, why are you throwing dookie at me?
All under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to TFT Paris, as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip.
Right.
So this
I believe
starts
that
off
is.
as far back as April 2025, with Sykkuno telling ꫀElfilia, I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people. He'd say, you should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close? To which she'd say, Paris is pretty easy to go to. Yeah, since it's in the European Union. He'd say, you better hang out then when I go there. She'd
What's up,
reply with,
Reese?
I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive. To which he would say, I'll pay for it. Don't worry. She'd say, whoa, really? You do that? And then he'd say, yeah,
Jamie.
of course. And all the food. She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, you'd have to deal with my annoying ass though. And he would say, but you got to choose places to eat, like the restaurants. And she'd say, deal. One day
So this is Mal reaching out to Elfie. This is how Mal made this doc. And she reached out to Elfie and got the text from her.
later, he'd reiterate, you're fine. You never have to pay for anything. Don't
No, this is
worry,
last
lol.
year.
How much
This
is
is a
the
year
flight
ago.
usually from Netherlands to Paris and back? Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. I think I'm going for like
see
a
it now?
TFT tournament or something like that. On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, I'm boarding now. See you soon. To which he would reply with, see you soon. You have the hotel info, right? Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled ꫀElfilia's Experience. ꫀElfilia would talk to
Shoulda stayed
Sykkuno on and
curious,
off
Rice
for the
Girl.
span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space. And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, we can see ꫀElfilia saying, also, I have a
Straight
question
up
for
for
you.
clout.
Why are you single? Like, how? To which he'd say, huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games. To which she'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, ꫀElfilia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls?
Bro.
Or am I
Stinky? Really? All right, you know what? I swear I showered today. All right? I'm not that stinky.
just lucky? To which he'd say, wah, lol, only to the ones I think are cool. So as we can see, ꫀElfilia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram.
Rice Girl.
It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook, and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, ultimate bragging rights have been
What's crazy is like Lily Pichu's not his GF, because like how he said he started was because of her. And how they hung out for years and years. I don't know.
secured at the TFT Paris Open. This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno
so
and
cute.
ꫀElfilia. The date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would be 3 months after they had met up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd
Okay,
say,
this is recent, which means this is 3/3/26. This is 3 months after he hooked up with Elfie. So it means they hooked up in like December. This was just like a month ago. Damn.
oh my god, I was playing World of Warcraft, I saw this player, it reminded me of you. That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute. To which he'd say, of course. Oh, I was gonna ask,
There's
were
so
you
much
planning on
drama.
going to like off-kai
right?
or anything like that? That's a VTuber expo, right? To which she would say, I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year. The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after ꫀElfilia's Paris trip, and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message ꫀElfilia asking her if she'll be at off-kai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. ꫀElfilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world. The section would end with both Sykkuno and 긺Elfilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand." The document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno
Why would she mention that?
is a cheater himself.
Did she know? Did she find out then?
So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their stories, they were shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many 긺Elfilias and Mals out
Reese.
there with no one saying a thing? Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken.
So like, see, this side screen right here. Our first conversation, inviting me to play games, interest where I live, follow my private Insta, making plans to meet. Like all these sections she just has laid out.
As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes
Who the
for
fuck
many,
does
he'd be
this
known
so
as a
much
predator
work?
who regularly took
I
advantage
know,
of smaller
like go to
and/or
this
vulnerable
point of
content
writing
creators.
these docs.
The reason why Sykkuno
It's
would
literally for
abruptly
clout.
stop hanging out with
She
certain
wanted
people
clout.
throughout the
She
years
wanted
is
to blow
because
up
of
from
this
this.
predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough influential friends.
I mean,
around him
it's
to
smart
legitimize
on
his
her
position
side,
in
I
space,
guess.
especially seeing that many
If
of
you're
those
like
friends were
capable
women
of
who would
that,
have
if you don't
normally
have
stood in
empathy, you're
solidarity
just
with
an
any
ass.
sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend.
Even though
As
he was
긺Elfilia
cheating,
spoke
so
with Sykkuno,
it's hard
she'd
to
tell him
say
about
because
rumors
does he
that she had
deserve
heard
it?
from someone else.
Yes.
But how Sykkuno
you
had a
know,
roster
so
of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong.
OF, by the
긺Elfilia,
way.
of course, didn't
Oh
believe
yeah,
this.
they just
After
wanted the
all,
money. For
Sykkuno
sure.
had a calculated pattern
sugar
that
daddy
worked
energy,
perfectly in his favor.
exactly.
His innocent,
Exactly
naive
right.
demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly. So why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between 긺Elfilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, "I don't know, he said he dislikes you," referencing a friend of hers.
Oh, girl
and that
love.
you only go for girls that are
Oh,
small so
man.
you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say, "Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine." She'd say, "Exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything funny." Sykkuno
Wait, what? Wait, what? Are they talking smack about another streamer that's cheating? And that's why the whole thing got brought up. He's jealous of you. I'm playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. I don't think there's much to be jealous of. I have no idea, but hopefully he feels better soon. Damn, this dude is good. This dude has some riz. You know what I'm saying? He just plays it off chill. I forgot to ask, you feeling better today? Reese, I am feeling better today. Appreciate that. Feeling
would
tons
say,
better
"Oh,
today.
I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose bigger streamers. They love drama, lol. But it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything, it's fine. But I thought he was chill. I'm kind of sad he was so angry." 긺Elfilia would say, "I know, just making
Covering
sure
it
you
all
stay
up.
safe no matter what, love." Sykkuno would continue saying, "I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though?" To which she'd say, "He's jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue." To which he'd say, "I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon." And 긺Elfilia ends this by saying, "He said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently." So this was on the 22nd of December after they had met IRL, and 긺Elfilia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section, Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The 3 of us conversation when I mentioned
That's
I was nervous
crazy,
about a
right?
date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a cow made last year in 2025. Kuno.
Right,
So this
girl.
tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral, and it simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk.
I seen this post. I seen this post last year.
To 99% of people, this was Bao giving smaller content creators very well needed advice. In reality, though, this was a subtweet
Exactly,
directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences.
What's the tea?
Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences
I'm
with her
feeling a
directly,
lot better,
as she
Exo.
felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao saying, "Hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just
So I guess she still doesn't know.
I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with
I'll be on tomorrow, definitely. All right, Yui.
In regards to him doing it to one of your friends.
Why does there gotta be so much drama?
Before we
Why
get back
can't
to the
people be cool
document,
and
this
sweet as
actually reminds
Markiplier?
me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there. But as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The document would continue. Bao told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Bao and her mod would put group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would share all the screenshots you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, "I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021.
Okay, so they had a long relationship. That's pretty long, actually.
On top of that, everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talk about and have done. I'm sorry." At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I mean, I can't imagine being his girlfriend.
I wonder what yesterday means. This says yesterday. I wonder, because if that last message, her reaching out to Bao, was 3 weeks ago, this must have been within the last 3 weeks.
Hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home and finding out about it this way, even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document.
Oh, so he told her afterwards, though, when he got caught, pretty much. Which, come on.
Titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims." Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. He understood this and would use this curated image, as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and famous friends, to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time, as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in, and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single. That behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has—
Bro, why is she labeling Sykkuno's victims? Bruh, she really devastated about losing her sugar daddy. Exactly.
lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore the many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator, and I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend.
What's crazy, if you got a voice call that she was like, oh, I want to make sure she's okay, so keep messaging me. And Sykkuno was like, I shouldn't talk to you anymore. And she was like, no, you didn't cheat on me, so can you still talk to me? She still wanted to have him. And that's what I mean. Like, this is getting blown out of proportion. These docs were made right after Mal found out. It's kind of sus.
About his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out.
Okay. Oh yeah, Red. It is talking about Mal. This is about Mal.
During the call, here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun. They could barely tell what he's saying.
Oh, we're about to
I
hear the
actually
voice
bothered
calls.
to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything. Watch.
Hello.
Thomas.
Hello.
So,
Oh, damn. This dude's caught. This dude got caught, bro. This dude's caught. He was like, hello.
Well, pretty much know most of it.
yeah, like what?
Know what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well,
Damn, she's fishing him. She's like, that bitch. She's on, no, tell me. She'll tell me. She mad,
very
bro.
honest.
She mad. Okay, maybe, like I said in the beginning, Alfie seemed like the gold digger one. Mal seemed like it was genuine. Didn't ask for the money. He sent it. And then she started like pushing it. And maybe she's just mad, bro. Like maybe she did these docs because she was not just for clout. Maybe it wasn't just for clout. Maybe she is just pissed.
About single.
About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic is cutting out.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how everything happened.
You're still gonna have to speak up a little bit. By the way, you're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry.
This dude makes $5 million a year, and he's cutting out. But you know, bro has the best audio equipment ever. This dude just talks like this. You know what I'm saying? This dude's shamed. This dude's shamed.
I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
Okay, Red. All right. Let's see it. He's acting. I know.
The actions of your.
I know. He's the wounded bird. He has the wounded bird act for sure.
I know.
Mm,
So basically, I was in a very happy relationship.
doesn't sound like it, but sure.
Oh,
Happy?
let me finish.
Continue.
Okay.
A very happy relationship a long time ago.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Okay.
What, like
And then-
2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but a long time ago. Then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much, and
Stop hanging out with you. She lives with you.
Damn.
yeah.
Got him.
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth.
Thank you, Selfie. I appreciate that. I'm comfortable with silence. It's actually longer
there?
when I cut some out.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so I was very, very happy,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point it wasn't so happy.
Wait, he has to know she's screen recording this because this after they found out. So this was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. We hadn't done anything together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that part.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is not an excuse. This dude's still a douchebag, right? But like this dude's probably slammed busy all the time. That's why I was saying I don't know how he had time to send like hundreds of messages to these girls.
just very
I swear I'm
sad
not
that I
defending the guy.
Didn't feel wanted.
He's
at
still a
all.
cheater.
Mm-hmm. So you slip with Alfie in Paris.
Damn, she just comes out and say it. Damn.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas and how you wanted to go on a date and how you were serious about me.
And you know, this is still like the one time wrong thing, right? Like it's wrong. Either way, cheating is wrong. But there's only proof of him sleeping with one person while he was with this relationship. I mean, that's not bad for someone who's saying that he's a serial cheater.
And how you really meant and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't hate me, chat, okay? It's just my
Why?
opinion.
Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Just like every
Because-
relationship, because
There's a combination of remembering how it was. some part of me
safety and
helped me
homing.
Go back to that, and
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're
Yeah.
smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean,
Axel,
like you're
hey,
a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are.
you're supposed to be on my side.
Stop acting like you're a child.
Stop
Um,
acting. Stop
don't
acting
think
like you're a
that's
child.
what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man. You just chose to do it. You knew damn well.
I mean, she's right. Red. She's not wrong. You know what I'm saying?
All in the back of your head that wasn't going to end up well.
Damn, Axel.
yeah. But it's complicated.
It's really not.
So-
Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
I mean,
Yeah, but
she-
a lot-
I mean, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. You know, it's tough. That's tough.
I don't need to take care of a lot of things. And I
You
still
died? I
care about-
died? Oh my god.
Okay, that doesn't mean that you do that because you wanted to, not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
True.
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Not
Yeah.
saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it. I don't know why you decided to lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying especially is like a big thing I do not tolerate. Yeah.
You'll see her intentions. Okay.
And I was fine about the Alfie thing, because I was
I
like,
mean,
okay,
true.
he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time. Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you... Because, sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like...
It's because this Elfie girl, that's what I was saying. She might have been like the gold digger part, but she was like how do I explain this? Elfie, it seemed like her message, like she didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to tell anybody. And she would rather just keep getting the money and support from him. But then she ended up sending the messages to Mal for her to put it out there. So, I don't know.
She acknowledges that you didn't lead her on. You led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
Yeah.
You
Well-
gave me all these fancy-ass promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you come visit here. What, so you could cheat on your girlfriend
I'll
again?
message you, Ease.
So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your girlfriend again.
That wasn't.
What were you
what I
intending with that?
wanted. Well, I thought it was going to be over.
But what?
Lying. He's lying.
Like I thought that was gonna be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous
No, I'm not.
Relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
well, like I said, it'd been a long time where like we hadn't spent time together. Hadn't done anything in years.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
In my head, I thought that was at some point be over.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said,
I-
I thought
yeah,
that meant that
I was
going to,
resurrected.
like the end of it.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like. Sounds like what he was trying to do. Like what he's saying, you know, which is still not right. But it's also like it's almost like he's trying to repent. Like maybe like he finally spoke up and communicated with his girlfriend after this happened. because he seems like it seems weird. I don't know.
Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just waiting for her to break up with you?
Wrong, Destiny. Wrong. Bro is 64, guys. Totally true.
No,
Wrong.
I don't know.
I'm not old.
So-
bro.
Just a really weird
I just,
mix of like.
I mean, 34 is not old. But
just wanna understand
64,
this.
that'd be fucking.
so
That's
what
old.
was your intention with me? Like, where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
Well, she's just back there munching, you know. But she does seem pissed. It does seem scripted. It really does. Here, okay.
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing.
You know what though? Come on, Red. This dude's lying. You know he just wanted to play. He wanted to play. He wanted to have fun with other girls. I don't think he wanted a relationship with this girl at all. Just like he did with Elfie. He wanted to travel and sleep around a little bit. It seems like it.
Really well, if this is type of relationship she will uphold.
It's fine. I'm not
Now,
trying to sell
did
it.
you die
don't-
in that what
Trying to
era?
explain
25?
what's
I
going
don't
on.
even know what this is.
Yeah.
And build water.
The thing
build
is,
like a
if I
water
never
bottle.
reached out to Bao, because I didn't even read Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because is lied behind my back to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with
Close,
her
Destiny.
roommate,
Close.
and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in the topic, and then she told me you had a girlfriend.
What's
And
up,
that's-
George? Welcome in.
Your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time.
Yep. We've
About
seen those.
how
We've seen those
You
messages.
gaslight her into staying. You make her feel bad anytime that she like wanted to leave because you cheated on her, and she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who.
Wait. So he's gaslighting the girlfriend, making her feel bad. So it seems like the girlfriend wanted to leave in the first place, but he didn't want her to leave. I don't know. That seems like a story too, because the other message we just seen from the girlfriend was saying that she was sad and didn't want to leave him. So someone's lying.
Because you never told her that it was Elfie. You just told her that you cheated on her in Paris.
Ignored, Destiny.
I
Ignored.
think. I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
Yeah, I did tell her.
Why? Why go through all of this trouble?
Because didn't know how to
I mean, for God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of
Rebellious.
her for a little bit before she
Exactly.
gets back onto her feet. Like,
Way off.
at least don't put
Destiny.
her through the trouble of like telling her like, oh, like I'm still gonna be with you, like telling her that you're still her boyfriend
18's crazy.
while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I should have just said how I felt.
Like you could have just deadass. If the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet, so she could support herself.
Okay, yeah, I
Yeah?
mean, yeah.
And it wasn't just that.
Then what
I
else?
think somehow hoping it would go back to how things used to be.
Well, I also already told you, cheating is not going to make it go back to how it used to be.
No.
It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to say that when in the
It's the truth. It's the harsh truth.
It's-
My dad was, if you're going to cheat on
So,
someone
bro,
actively.
Bro, here, hold on. Let me throw claps.
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
someone
it's
give her an
not-
Oscar back.
it's going to change.
You're going to change what?
That's it. Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
So is he gonna
Just
break up with
gonna
her?
change
His girlfriend?
that.
You gonna stay with
You're
her?
right.
Because honest to God, I feel like the
Um,
poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you should have to sit there and keep doing this to her. Because I was in a group chat with her.
Okay, hold on, Red. Look it. It's 6:50 a.m. I'm making breakfast. So that makes sense if this text was going on and then the call started at 6:54. So that's why she was munching down. And that's early as hell.
While you were on stream. And this girl's absolutely f***ing distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up? Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still.
Right,
She
Exo.
decided to stay with you, despite the fact
Plain and simple.
that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it. And what do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, if anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
Bro, this is like his mom. She's like his mom, bro. Talking down on him. Being like, you should have broke up over there before you even talk to me, you son of a bleep blop. She's like, you know what? She's like, you should just done it. She's like, grow up. Stop being a kid. I like the Mal's the 18-year-old that's a mom.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it. Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting.
She hit him with the, I'm not even mad, I'm disappointed. Exactly, Exo. Exactly. It what's crazy too, bro, is like, I remember you, Dream Baby. Yep. You're the only person that has that name that's come in my stream. That hurts, bro. I know. That hurts worse. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. You're like, you're like, my feelings.
This girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him. Because this isn't okay.
All right,
this
Red.
really isn't okay.
We're getting there.
You're putting this girl through mental strain.
Never, Destiny. Easy targets. True.
Every single day.
Right, Yuri.
That you continue to be with her.
Just like YouTubers
While
going
you're
after
sitting there
fans
having
because
fun
they're
playing with
easy.
your friends.
Right.
Honest right now, Thomas.
Tox is about to hop on a stream in like 2 minutes, Exo. So I'll reach out to him in a second.
So you think
Video's almost
might
over,
be
you
right.
guys. We're playing airport security next.
Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or blah 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 blah.
Gave her a lot.
Yeah, well, there is
Damn, do that to me.
exactly. Just help her back on her feet until she can support herself, and then just leave the girl alone, because she deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her.
Help her get back on her feet.
But do all of this shit to her and continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well,
she's trying to play the support and the helper so she can be in his favor / friend. Are you saying like afterwards? Like, because she did ask, like, so were you going to leave your girlfriend and like get with me? Like, or like, was the plan? It's almost like she still wants it. It's almost like she's still like, get with me instead, you know? But I feel like one of them is holding each other a hostage. Yeah. Kind of, right? Not counting the crypto. Exactly, Exo. Not counting the crypto. Yeah. Yes, that's how women do that. Right. Honestly, I just scrolled on your stream once and now I see your streams a lot. And I like, nice, Dream Baby. Because I know the game she's playing because I did it too. Like the streams. Yeah, right. Appreciate you being here, Dream Baby.
well, one part of that wasn't true.
One part of that
What?
wasn't true. Okay.
I mean, I think the feelings faded.
Well, then you should just let her go. instead of just sitting her there wasting her time.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay,
Destiny.
well, anyway,
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
I already talked to her.
Yeah, you should
And
be
I
there to.
told her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort.
Okay, wait, what? So she, wait a second. Wait a second. So she's like, you shouldn't be on call with me, which I agree. And she's like, you should be on your call with your girlfriend, which is it's a manipulation tactic for sure. I get it. But he already told his girlfriend that he should talk to her. Why?
Her. She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you. Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
I mean,
She was catching feels, bro. She was catching
that's
feels.
fine. By settled, I mean like that's it. Like,
What's
Wait.
it?
Are they done?
probably never talking again.
You and me?
Oh.
Yes.
What? Why?
I thought there was
Is
no
that-
love. I thought there was no love with his girlfriend and he was gonna like end it soon. Unless the girlfriend said you need to talk to her and say you're not gonna talk to her again. Hold on, okay, hold on.
Why?
Hold on. Let's continue.
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still
What?
talk to me and be like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But
Oh, hold on a second. Oh shit. We getting it. We getting the tea, bro. We getting the tea. She don't want him to leave. She don't want him to leave. Oh my god. All right, hold on.
I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's that. There are a lot of girls that are
That's weird shit. Hold on.
upset with
Okay,
you, by
hold
the
on.
way, because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a
Right.
lot about that too. A lot. Because
Yeah, exactly. The second chance part, she's like, "Oh, I give second chances." So like, so what Mal really wants to say, but she already blew him up. She already effed him over.
how big was the roster again?
Damn, Destiny.
I don't
Rosa,
think I
red,
ever had
violet,
one of
blue. I
those.
want sins to marry you. Damn.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Right, Dream Baby, for sure. He will cheat
so.
again.
All I care about right now is that.
I'll tell you
okay?
what, though. Hold on. Let me read this part.
Keep me updated on that.
Wait. What'd she just say?
You sure do hop around.
Sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Suppose so. Admitting to it. Okay.
All I care about right now is that he's okay.
Okay, girlfriend. Is the girlfriend okay?
Keep me updated on that.
Keep me updated on that. Damn, she played it, bro. She played the wound. She played the card that we were talking about earlier. How the manipulation card.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
In emotes. Wait.
Keep me updated on that.
Updated. Okay.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
Wait, what?
He's
still pushing it. This dude's like, he's like shy.
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her.
Care about her? Oh, this is a manipulation. Hell, no way, bro. She doesn't want to lose him either. She doesn't want to lose him either.
Like,
yeah, she can do that.
Yes, she can
sure.
do that.
I'll just reach out to her then. Yeah, no, just
Oh, that's true.
like
He said it. He got her.
go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Even though she said she's gonna leave
Yeah,
him.
okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Shortly after the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims.
So this call was 10 days ago. 10 days ago.
It is completely up to them
Keep me updated, Ego. Stay in touch for my future benefit. Right.
on whether they want
Right,
to come out
Dream,
with their
right.
side of the story or not. For now, though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook, the same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that really struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago, all while his girlfriend was crying downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility, because once you have this power that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice, and unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims in this travesty the absolute best, and I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours. And right now, the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone who grew up watching him during quarantine, who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining whatever ideal image you had of him in your head. In any case, if more victims decide to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel later on. For the time being though, please, if a larger content creator reaches out to you, even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it.
Anyways, you guys, if you guys like this video and you keep coming back for more content, don't forget, smash that like and subscribe button. Turn the notification bell on so you guys get my next video. Peace.